Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Well, the number one story today has got to be tomorrow night's debate. ABC News, 9 p.m., by the way. It's going to be carried on Fox. It's going to be carried everywhere. This is the debate, and it's going to be hysterical to see how Kamala Harris, does she become laugh-o-matic? What kind of word salads? Trump is going to defeat her because he's got the facts, the record, and he knows how to speak, walk, and chew gum at the same time. I can't wait for this debate. It's going to be hysterical. Elon Musk is projected by some organization by 2027 to be the first trillionaire. You know what Musk has got cooking? Not only is he ahead of the game on AI, Musk controls over half the satellites that are in orbit. He owns those satellites. See, SpaceX isn't just space exploration. It's the satellite game. And Musk has got, thank God, Musk isn't George Soros. Thank God Musk loves this country, loves the world, and is not a nut job. Waffle House CEO Walt Emmer died. Props to my son Parker for giving me this story. He's only 58 years old. I love Waffle House. Nate Silver is predicting now a blowout win for Trump. By the way, I am too. I just think everyone's going to wake up to Kamala. I heard a biased CBS morning news show Sunday with Ted Koppel talking to Wisconsin fairgoers who said they didn't like Trump, but they're going to vote for him because of the policies. You see? George Bush says he's not going to endorse in a race. That is an endorsement to Kamala. George Bush is a country club, tea club Republican, the third worst president in our history behind Barack Obama and Joe Biden. And all that is another vote. By the way, he did the same thing in 2020. George Bush and the rest of his gang, Romney and company, helped give us the last 4 years we had. Let's lay it on them. Kamala's commercials, have you seen her commercial acting like she cares about the middle class? Oh, my God. It's so fake and phony. It's hard to watch.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care.
Dick Cheney and Lynn Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris. You know what Trump said? Irrelevant rhino along with his daughter. He is. Dick Cheney's part of the George Bush, Mitt Romney crowd. They helped give us Joe Biden. They're all about that. They don't care about the middle class. Remember Halliburton? Dick Cheney is one of the most cold-hearted pricks ever in politics. He doesn't have a heart. All right, Gaia Foods CEO says Biden and Harris are creating more poverty, making it from bad to worse. New York Times poll has Trump up nationwide now. Bill Gates, I love when these billionaires do this. Bill Gates says that if he did the tax code, he'd be paying billions more. What is stopping Warren Buffett and Bill Gates from donating to the IRS as many billions as they think they should pay? What's stopping them? It's such hypocrisy. Give them a check. There's nothing against writing a check to the IRS for more than you owe. Do it, Bill. Give them billions. Alan Dershowitz has discussed with the Democratic Party based upon the Jewish issue. He's now an independent. $35 trillion our debt costs us $3 billion a day in interest. That is scary stuff. Trump campaigning in the heart of Wisconsin, good, because he's going to win it. Mike Pence is another one. He says, I'm not going to support Bush. That's an endorsement of Kamala. Mark Cuban said he would like to serve in the administration of Kamala Harris. And you ready for this? He says, that tax on unearned capital gains, unrealized capital gains, would wipe out the stock market. But Kamala doesn't really mean it. Can you imagine it? That's how you campaign? But she doesn't really mean it. Hunter Biden will be sentenced December 16th. Trump's going to be sentenced after the election. And World War III is a real threat, folks. Everybody's talking about it. Here's a funny one. Kamala's dad, Donald Harris, is supporting Donald Trump. The world's biggest police union, Trump. The stock sunk on bad news, and guess what? The Asian markets last night were bad, so we'll see what happens today. 1,000 Shell gas stations are closing. What does that tell you? And this shouldn't be a shocker. The real low-income voters, the ones who are dependent upon government, they're all for Kamala. This country's divided in conservative, Republican. They're also divided in people who want the government to get the hell out of the way, people like you and me, and people who want the government to give them everything from our taxpayer dollars that we pay in. This is the Bulldog. Do not be a saucy, hell-hated bore. Be an oracle. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters News. The big news, I-75 Laurel County manhunt. Joseph Couch, 32. And remind me, Sabrina, I want to set up a Zoom interview today or tomorrow from Mike Peters from Laurel County, who's a Laurel County connection I have that's got some inside scoop on this. This guy's shooting his AR-15 from the interstate. Nobody's died. I think there was like 6 injured or more. I understand somebody got shot in the face. I understand one guy's arm's obliterated. I mean, we got some really serious injuries, and the manhunt is on. Cincinnati shootings, 4 injured on Burnett Avenue and Paddock Drive. What's new? Trump parade was a huge success. Good job, Ryan Stinger and company. Freedom Fest this weekend. Remember it, rain or shine. And the pooper in Louisville is autistic. He's apparently not all with it, and they're not going to charge him with any crimes. And a kid got kicked out of Princeton for bringing a gun in a backpack. Bobby Mackey is going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and Jeff Ruby will be doing the introduction. Dewey's Pizza was voted the Tri-State's favorite pizza. I love Dewey's Pizza. And Pompilio's is opening up a joint inside the Party Source in Newport. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Sports is next. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Well, the Cincinnati Bengals laid an egg yesterday. Didn't have T. Higgins. Chase wasn't very sharp. Offensive line had issues. But the big problem, let's call it the way it is, we only lost by a point. Guess what? 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles. One on a kickoff, giving them a chance to score 3 points, and a fumble that should have been a touchdown. Can't turn the ball over, folks. And it gets worse. We're going to be 0-2 again. We're going to Kansas City. Unless you didn't watch the Kansas City game, you don't know. I mean, you don't realize. Kansas City looks like a well-oiled machine. Their offense is better than last year. I mean, I don't know how I think Kansas City's going to mop us up. So we're going to be 2-0. The good thing is, after that, schedule gets a little easier. All right, the Cincinnati Reds, they beat the New York Mets yesterday. Yay. Ella De La Cruz keeps making it. Now, I'm going to go over the sports scores for you for the NFL. Philadelphia beat Green Bay on Friday night, and Green Bay lost Love. Apparently, it's not a torn MCL, but he's hurt. Pittsburgh beat Atlanta. Cousins sucked. Arizona came up short against Buffalo. Tennessee lost to Chicago. Chicago sucked on the offensive, but they had a special teams and a defensive touchdown. In Chicago, Caleb Williams wins his first game. New England beat the Bengals. Houston beat the Indianapolis Colts. Guess who kicked ass for the Houston Texans? Mixon. Jacksonville lost to Miami. Even though he was arrested, Tyreek Hill put on a show. New Orleans crushed Carolina. New York Giants lost to Minnesota. Sam Darnold had a hell of a game. Vegas lost to the LA Chargers. Denver lost to Seattle. Dallas kicked Cleveland's ass. Sorry, Nick Batista. Washington lost to Tampa Bay. And Detroit beat the Rams in overtime. And the New York Jets play San Francisco tonight. All right, in college football, I'm going to cover the big games for you. First off, the Ohio State Buckeyes crushed. Who was it they played? They played Western Michigan, 56-0. Oklahoma State, 39, Arkansas, 31 in overtime. Oklahoma 16, Houston 12. Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame. I watched the game. 38-point spread. Iowa State 20, Iowa 19. Texas 31, Michigan 12. Watch that game. That was the big game of the week. Texas got too many weapons. Pittsburgh 28, Cincinnati 27. LSU 44, Nicholas 71. Alabama 42-16. That game was 18-16 with 10 minutes left, and all of a sudden Bama goes boom. Oh, I watched that game too. Ole Miss 52, Middle Tennessee 3. Louisville 49, Jacksonville 14. South Carolina 31, Kentucky 6. Penn State 34, Bowling Green 27. Bowling Green almost beat them. So that's the highlights. All right, now we go to high school. All right, the main games. The Falcons are 3-0 after beating Reading. That's Aiken. Cooper beat the Raiders. Big win for Cooper, 21-14. Hughes beat Roger Bacon 20-14. Lakota East beat Hamilton 27-24. LaSalle beat Kettering 18-12. Princeton 14-6 over Lakota West. Elder 30-6 over Springboro. Covington Catholic crushed my Pioneers 42-3. All right, there's our high school sports. They're going to cover them all. Wade Boggs, the Hall of Famer, says that he has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Right before the game, Dak Prescott signed a $240 million extension, the highest paid player in the NFL. I hope he wins a Super Bowl. I really do like Dak. Let's hope he plays well. Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, is going to do the 2025 halftime show. Tom Brady did the Dallas-Cleveland game. He was okay. He was nervous. But it cracked me up. I'm sitting there listening to Tom Brady, 7-time Pro Bowler, quarterback. And I hate to say it, but I'm like, my God, I can do color commentator better than he did. He can't. Isn't that wild when you think about it? This guy is 7 years as a Pro Bowl. He was nervous. You know, somebody needs to tell Brady, just be yourself. He was like being nervous. He was nervous to talk about himself, nervous to talk about he just needs to be himself. That's what makes Tony Romo so good. Tony Romo just was himself. All right, Janique Center won the U.S. Open, beat the American. Tyreek Hill was detained before the game. Speeding ticket, got into it with the cops. The Bengals. All right. You know what? They're considered the poor franchise because they're selling their TVs instead of just giving them away. They're actually selling the TVs as part of Paycor's remodel. And the Black National Anthem before the Chiefs-Ravens game is called a stir. All I can say, there is nothing more divisive than to do a Black National Anthem. The National Anthem is a national anthem for all of us. Okay? To have a Black National Anthem is divisive. It's that simple. It should not be played before games. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Pop Culture. We got some fun stuff for you. Golden Doodle's lifespan, 12 to 15 years. I mean, he's only got well over 9 years. Makes me sad to think about. Computer simulation. You ready for this? There's a lot of people that think we're all just living in a computer simulation. You know, as someone who's almost died lots of times, it makes me wonder, did I die? But I didn't die. No one actually ever dies, according to one woman. We jump into another reality and just keep going. This is some funky stuff. By the way, some of this stuff is gaining belief. Hell, I believe in aliens now, so what the hell. Landman, a new great show by Billy Bob Thornton. Everything Billy Bob does is great. I can't wait to watch it. Marty Stewart, the country music singer, donated 22,000 piece memorabilia to the Country Music Hall of Fame. Casey Anthony's dating a married man. This just goes to show you, even if you're a murderer, if you're hot, you can find a man. There's a doomsday vault in Norway near the Arctic Circle, and you only go in it 3 times a year, where we have all the seeds of all our plants, animals, trees, garden, vegetables, fruits, everything, so we can restart. Do you want to be part of the apocalyptic world, Jamie? I'll be candid with you. I do not, unless I'm king of the world. Like, if I survive and they say, you are now king of the world, I have an army, and I get all those seeds, then I'll take the job. That might be a clip. Earth's ocean, apparently 450 miles down in the earth, there's more water than we have on the surface. Isn't that comforting? Pipe that crap up. All right, pipe that water up to the surface. A flying Asian carp smacked kids in the face in Owensboro, Kentucky. You know those suckers jump out? They hit them in the boat. Those poor kids. Hey, kids, you want to sue the carp? Contact me. All right, stretching is apparently something that you can do more than anything else to improve your life expectancy. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And apparently the Milky Way is colliding into Andromeda, or whatever the hell it's called, galaxy, causing an explosion that could knock us off our axis. You know what I told my wife this weekend? I didn't have a very good weekend. I told my wife, I said, you know what? Based on everything I'm reading, nothing matters because the world's going to end by an asteroid or a computer stimulation or New World War III or a galaxy explosion or a sun explosion. Jamie, we're all doomed. So we might as well drink, party, and have lots of sex. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello, Bulldog Nation. Jamie Spindley here with Eric Deters World News. Today's world headlines. A devastating accident in Nigeria left 48 people dead after a fuel tanker collided with a truck. The truck was transporting cattle, and at least 50 of the animals were also burnt in the accident. 6 bodies believed to be from a recent shipwreck were discovered off the coast of Sicily near Italy. The victims, likely migrants, were transported to Lampedusa. Officials suspected they were aboard a boat that sank in the Libyan waters early in the week. In other news, Typhoon Yagi, downgraded, caused severe destruction along Vietnam's coast. Authorities confirmed 59 deaths and widespread damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. And ahead of a major summit in the United Kingdom, pledged to send hundreds of additional short-range missiles to Ukraine. President Zelensky also requested approval to target areas deep inside Russia using Western-provided weaponry. That's the latest world headlines. I will be back tomorrow. Cheerio.